What's going on, family? It's Audrey here with the CBCAnetwork.com. Welcome back to another weekly live stream. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. It helps our content get out to a wider audience, and we greatly appreciate the support. So tonight's live stream, we're going to be talking about how to get funding, how to get business credit in a recession. So make sure you tap in, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button. It's gonna be a good one, man. We're not gonna be on here too long, but we're gonna definitely break down some things that you need to be paying attention to, right? I've been having a lot of conversations with a lot of our bank partners. A lot of our clients have been getting approved for things, and I'm seeing a trend on what the banks are actually looking for in order to get you approved for funding as we kind of head into this quote unquote downturn recession. Also, the next one day business funding made easy masterclass is taking place November the 19th. We still have to pay anything for VIP. So if you know, normally VIP, the VIP session is 2 extra hours. You get all the credit repair handouts, all the net 30 handouts, all the bank list handouts. So you get all those handouts. You get 2 extra hours of Q&A. You could come, ask questions, things of that nature. So now what we did was we basically saying pay whatever you want, come to the VIP session. And what we're doing is we're doing giveaways. So we're giving away flat screen TVs, we're giving away cash. Somebody's gonna get a 30-minute coaching session. So definitely make sure you tap in, make sure you register for the next one day business funding made easy VIP masterclass. If you would like more information, you can text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360. You can text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360 to make sure you get your pay anything VIP tickets. I noticed a lot of people were still taking the free option, which is interesting to me. You can literally come for pay anything, pay whatever you want, but some people just want free, man. They're not gonna pay anything, so it is what it is. What up, Ohio in the building? So tonight we're gonna be talking about how to get business funding in a recession, right? So if you've came to any of the master classes, or if you heard me talk about my funding journey, my story on how I was able to get over $100,000 in funding for my business, then you know that most of the funding that I was able to get came during the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 pandemic. So, excuse me, 2020. So from January of 2020 to roughly about December of 2020, I was able to get almost $180,000 in business credit. Now that's net 30s, that's credit cards, lines of credit, all of the above, right? And so here's just a few things that I would recommend if you are looking to get some type of funding in 2023 during a recession. Because here's the thing you have to understand, and I've been talking to a lot of banks this last week. Just, they've been reaching out to me. I've been hitting up some of the people, some of our bank partners. We had a call with Ford Motor Credit last week. That was great. Shout out to everybody who attended that. But here's what I'm hearing, and this is what I'm gathering feedback. I always got to bring it back to the family. Here's the scenario, the ideal scenario to get funding in the recession. This is what what you're gonna have to kind of keep in mind, what you're gonna have to really bring to the table. And for those of you who are in the 100K blueprint, you kind of know about the 3 C's of credit, right? But here's the deal. So I talked to, I would say, at least 8 or 9 banks this week. And the number one thing, and I've said this and I continue saying this at every masterclass, I've been saying it, you're going to have to bank with them. You're going to have a relationship. Now, I remember vividly going to a bank, opening up a business bank account, and that bank literally telling me, hey, we approved you for a business credit card. And this was during 2019, 2020. So this was like, this might have been August 2020. Went to a bank, local bank here in North Carolina. I don't think they have branches outside of North and South Carolina. But I went to the bank, got approved for a business credit card with a late payment that had hit back in January of 2020. Um, and they basically told me, hey, we could only approve you for X amount in funding because you don't have a relationship with us. Meaning, hey, we only able to give you, 2K on a credit card because you don't have a business banking relationship with us. If you had a relationship, we could have gave you more. Maybe it would have been 5K, 6K, whatever the case. So what they told me was basically banks prefer in times like this, they prefer to lend to customers. Now, what does that mean? What are you saying? What is the synopsis here? If you don't have a relationship with a bank, the chances of you getting funding from that bank now, as of right now, November the 9th, 2022, the chances of you going into a bank off the street, even a Bank of America, or Wells Fargo, or Citi, or whatever the tier one banks, the local banks, the credit unions, any bank, any financial institution, and getting any type of funding without a relationship is almost going to be impossible. I've been telling my clients all month, all since the beginning of October, hey, when it's time to go for our rounds of funding, we opening up business bank accounts. You might have 8, 6, 7 business bank accounts, but you're gonna have to establish a relationship. These banks now, and like I said, I talked to First National Bank, Truist, TD, you know, all the usual suspects. They all want the relationship. Now, some banks take it a little further. Truist is one of those banks. They want the whole relationship, the business checking account, personal savings, business savings. But they also give the most money, right? They also give the most money, 20, 15, 10,000 business credit cards as soon as you open a business account, 20,000, $40,000 lines of credit. So it kind of works both ways, right? It's like a relationship, right? It's a give and a take, right? You put money in the bank, you deposit your deposits from your business there, which gives them the ability to loan out more money, right? Now, here's the thing you got to keep in mind. With this relationship, you're going to have multiple business banking relationships. It just is what it is, right? Bank of America is good. Truist is good. Your local credit unions, right? Truliant Federal Credit Union. It's a credit union here in North Carolina. Members First Credit Union up in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania State Employees Credit Union. Basically, what I'm saying is right now, where we are right now today in 2022, these banks want a relationship to give you any type of unsecured lines of credit, right? Now, I talked to one bank, and the banker basically said out of 10 people who apply for funding, they're only approving 1, maybe 2 applications. So that's 10%. So if 10 of us walked into Wells Fargo today and applied for funding, and again, this can change, only one of us is going to walk out with the approval. Now, this is even with a 750, 760, 780 credit score. Now, what I'm talking about lending, I'm talking about lines of credit, term loans, commercial vehicle loans. Business credit cards, maybe. You still may be able to go off the street and get a business credit card. I have seen where banks are still letting those business credit card high limits apply, which is good because that keeps us in the game. And that also is establishing a relationship, right? Again, like I said, when I opened up my business bank accounts with Truist, they approved me. Well, it's BB&T, but they approved me for a business credit card as soon as I opened up the business account. Right, so literally went in the bank, opened up a business account, applied for a business credit card and was approved for $10,000. So that could still be a scenario. But if you're trying to get, a vehicle, commercial vehicle loan, $50,000 business line of credit, $20,000 business credit card, those just coming off the street with no relationship, no type of established relationship person. Now, this can be personal and business. Remember, if you're an LLC single member, you are the owner of the business, right? So your personal assets come into consideration, how much personal money you have with the bank, and business deposits, right? It's not just business with when you have a LLC, right? If you have a personal banking relationship, business banking relationship, and we break this down extensively at the One Day Masterclass. So make sure you tap in. Text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360. Text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360. But we get into this extensively on how this relationship should look, right? So the thing I wanted to kind of stress to you is that with the business banking relationship, you got to keep the debt low. The personal debt, the business debts, we got to clean that up, family. More so the personal, more so the personal. So establish the relationship. That's step number one. Number two, we got to keep the business debts. The personal debts low. No more personal loans. No more, new high limit credit cards. Right? If you're gonna do personal rounds of funding, I always recommend you do those top of the year, once a year. Do your personal rounds of funding. If you're repairing or restoring your personal credit, then yes, you're gonna have to do a little bit of both. You're gonna have to, mix in some personal credit funding and in with the business credit funding once you establish your LLC. But for the most part, you want to stay away from personal debt. Personal debt right now can be, even with a 760, 720, 740 credit score. If you have new debt, new personal loans, new credit cards you open, that could be a reason why a bank would deny you at this stage in the game. Remember, the first 90 days of any new account is going to hurt you because the banks have to see how you handle that debt. They don't really know how you're going to handle that over the next 90 to 180 days. So this is where the masterclass stuff comes into play. This is where the banking relationship comes into play. The weekly deposits, the daily deposits, having an optimized personal credit score, no new accounts in the last 90 days, keeping the inquiries low. The inquiries are going to kill you in this state in the game. If you got a lot of inquiries, you got to come to the masterclass and get the inquiry removal letter. Or just email the team. We'll make sure we pass it out to you, right? You got to keep the inquiries off. You got to keep the inquiries low, because that's going to make you look a lot more thirsty than normal. So the inquiries have to be low. The debt has to be low. You got to establish a business banking relationship or personal, right? If you say, hey, I don't want to open up 4 or 5 different business bank accounts, open up a personal account, deposit, 2K, 5K, whatever you can put it in a personal account, let it sit in the savings account, and then open up a business account and apply for funding. But it wouldn't really, I haven't seen it. We'll see. This can change, but I would probably, at this point in the game, I would bank on being a customer with a bank for at least 30 to about 60 days before they feel comfortable lending your business money. Now, optimize your personal credit, right? We know that. We know we got to optimize our personal credit. If you're not sure how to optimize your personal credit, make sure you come to the One Day Masterclass. We break that whole play down from A to Z on how to actually optimize your personal credit. Establish a relationship. And then the last thing that I'm personally going to recommend to the family, is bank with multiple business banks, right? Because If you're looking to get funding and you have deposits, you have revenue, you're bringing in money, you got sales, you don't want to be in a situation where all your money is going in one bank, right? If all your money is going in regions, and for whatever reason, region stops lending even to their own customers, right? Because we know with Regions Bank, you can't even apply for a business credit card online if you're not a customer. You have to have a personal or business account. Then you pretty much have eliminated all other options, right? If you were banking on getting 20, 30, 40, 50,000 from Regions, and now they say we're not lending right now, then you pretty much put all your eggs in one basket. Now, I know this could be difficult if you don't necessarily, if you're a startup, maybe you don't have a lot of means to move money around to different bank accounts, but just go ahead and open them up, establish them, right? Maybe you start with Regions and then you move to Navy Federal. And then once you get some funding from Navy Federal, you move on to Truist, and then from Truist to Bank of America, however you do it. But you just don't want to have one primary business bank relationship. Now, every bank that you go to is going to tell you, hey, we want you to bank with us. We want your personal, we want your business accounts. But I'm just telling you, you need to have multiple business banking relationships. Bank with every bank that offers a free business checking account. Um, American Express has business checking accounts now. I just opened mine up. Find out which banks have free business checking accounts and then open up accounts with those banks, right? That's the easiest way. That's the easiest way. Now, deposit wise, weekly deposits help, so every Friday when you get paid, put money in that business bank account. Having a profit and loss statement to show, some profit. Um, it helps. But credit alone now at this point in the game, just saying, hey, I got a 760 credit score, give me $1 million in funding. Nah, it won't work. It won't work. Any guru telling you just fix your credit, yeah, fix your credit, but you got to structure. You got to have the right data points, right? Banks want to see deposits. They want to see relationship. Like I said, I've talked to 4 or 5 different banks that said, hey, we're not even lending to our own customers. Again, like I said, they said 1 out of 10 business lines of credit are getting approved. They're going to be scrutinizing your application. They're going to be asking you a lot of questions. What do you need the line of credit for? Right? Working capital. What type of working capital? Well, I need to, make sure I'm covering payroll, making sure that I'm, investing in my marketing, right? Investing in equipment, investing in, assets for the business. You just kind of gotta, be strategic, play the game, right? That's what we're telling everybody on our team, all our clients. We gotta be a little more strategic. The banks are tightening up. We just gotta, hit that funding bullseye. But it's still possible, right? We're still getting approvals, right? It's nothing slowing down, but you just got to be mindful that, in a recession, banks start to really scrutinize the applications, right? As of up until recently, as long as you structured personal credit, you had a 720, 740. The Wells Fargo 100K play, people was running that all summer, getting approved. So we just got to be smarter. We just got to play the game, be strategic, and look at other avenues, right? Like we did a live stream a couple of weeks back, Stripe Capital. That's a no PG option. You know, um, Divi, Topago, all the fintechs. The fintechs are still good. Um, you just have to be strategic. You have to be really strategic. You have to really know what you need the funding for. You don't necessarily need a business plan, but I would highly recommend you have a story behind why you need this money. All right. Why do you need this funding? Come up with that story. Just put yourself in the shoes of the banker. and then whatever story you could tell that makes sense, use that story to get funding for your business. Um, find other ways to bring in, sales. Maybe you offer financing for whatever you do. We offer financing for our programs. So you just got to be creative, got to be strategic. You got to really be mindful of the relationship. How much money are you keeping in this bank account over a 90-day period, over a 60-day period? Um, how many accounts do you have? Do you have a personal savings, checkings, business savings, personal business checking? All of these things matter, family. Um, and so that's all I wanted to really kind of just bring to your attention is that, the time is now. We knew this was coming. The recession is here. The election is over. Um, so between now and December, it may get a little dicey. So just be prepared. Stick to the script. Um, and make sure you come to the one day masterclass where we can really, really, really break this down. Really show you how to structure your personal credit. Those tier 4 banks won't help you. Those PayPals, those Synchrony Lowe's cards, the Dick's Sporting Goods, the Credit Ones of the world, all of that stuff. You have to be mindful. New accounts. You don't want a lot of new personal accounts right now. If you're buying a house, go ahead and get the funding out the way now. But that's all it. That's all I wanted to bring to your attention, family. Make sure you come to the next One Day Business Funding Masterclass. Pay whatever you want for VIP seats. Text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360 to register for that. Also, we do have the next 3-day business funding sprint. It starts November 30th. This is a 3-day event where day one, we're going to show you everything about personal credit. We're going to give you the credit dispute letters. We're going to actually craft your dispute letters together. We're going to do this together, just the way I showed you guys on the channel. So we're going to do that day one. Day two, we're going to show you how to build your business profile and how to start generating business credit scores. Right. And then day three, we're gonna show you how to find banks, how to interview banks, really deep dive into that. We're gonna actually call some banks, and I'm gonna be bringing some of my personal bank contacts on the call. So I'm gonna have branch managers, banking VPs on the call. So if you want more information about that, you can head over to easyfundingsprint.com. I'll put it up here. If you want more information, you can go to easyfundingsprint.com. All right. It's a 3-day event. It starts November 30th. The link is in the bio if you're on Instagram. I'll put a link in the description on YouTube, and as well as posted it in the Facebook group for those of you in the Facebook group. But yeah, check out the Easy Funding Sprint, man. Starts November 30th, 3 days. We're gonna be hands-on with you. We basically took our one-on-one accelerator program and we condensed it into 3 days. So literally in 3 days, we're gonna give you the whole shebang. All right. And then also, if you would like our team to personally help you get your first or your next $150,000 in funding, then make sure you text the letter CBCA to 980-825-4360. If you're on Instagram, you can DM CBCA tonight on Instagram, and we'll make sure we get in contact with you. Again, if you're on YouTube, you can text the letter CBCA to 980-825-4360. Bright Eyes. Bright Eyes, yeah, definitely text the letter CBCA to 980-825-4360. We love to talk with you more and find out if our team can be of some assistance to helping you get funded. But that's it, family, for me. Definitely, man. Now is the time. Let's execute. Let's execute on the information. If you came to any of the One Day Masterclasses this year, and you need a refresher, definitely pull up to the next session. And just be ready to rock. Just be ready to rock and roll, ready to work. KO Superior said great notes. Great info. Took notes and definitely will be following your steps on building my business credit, opening more business bank account. Thanks, Audrey. Can't wait for the next one day masterclass. Yep, the one day masterclass. We definitely gonna break it down and really get clear. I want you guys to really get into action mode, right? I'm not a big theorist. I'm not a big, hey, if I do this, will this happen? If that happen, I'm more of a, let's stick to the script. Let's stick to what works, and let's just execute. Let's always be moving forward, family. But other than that, I'm gonna hop off live. I hope to see you guys next Saturday, November the 19th. I'll probably do another live stream this weekend. We got more content coming. We loading up the boat. We coming into the new year strong. But yeah, now is the time, family. Make sure you watch this replay again. Go back, take notes, and we'll see you guys next week on the next Business Funding Made Easy weekly live stream. Again, family, if you're watching this on the replay, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button. It helps the content get out to a wider audience, and we greatly appreciate the support. Other than that, family, I will see you guys next week on next week's live stream. We out of here. Talk soon.